Yeah, yeah. I had that one party at my house, Carl. You remember that when we were in my back room, and then like they were juking me so hard they put me through the wall, and
Oh my
God,
God.
what
Yeah,
the-
no, yeah. It was a big girl, literally
through a
pushed him through a
wall?
wall.
yeah,
And
Damn.
I remember his mama came in the room at later that night.
and Carl
And I was
stood
hand to hand.
there,
I was like,
cover the hole up.
"What's
in
up,
the-
Auntie? Good. What's up?" She was like, "Carl." Okay, I ran out of the damn room. Yeah, your mama was scary.
God damn. He's almost hey.
Yeah, I remember going through the wall, bro. I went right there.
And y'all kept going for a minute too. I was like,
Yeah.
damn, okay, she for real.
Had a nice ass too.
And
You
I
remember that,
believe it. She made you bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, her ass.
Oh, yeah.
She was
yeah.
working them squats. And welcome back to Press Restart. Hello, everybody. This is your host, Carl MF. Joined here by my lovely panel, my usual partners in crime. I'm gonna start off with my cuzzo, Marco. How you feeling, cuz?
Good, man. Just got off work. Ready to record a podcast. We've been gone for a long time, so it's time to get back in the form again, everybody.
I know that's right. All right, welcome back, Daniel boy. How you feeling today?
Feeling pretty good. You know, I got off work early, so I got to relax a little bit before the podcast.
I'm glad to hear that shit. And my ass is unemployed, enjoying my birthday weekend. So no work for me today. Clay, my boy, how was your day? How you feeling? And our resident hype man.
Hey. When life gives you lemons, you make some good ass lemonade. And then you add some Tito's, possibly some gin to it, mix it up real nice, you know what I'm saying? When you get some little things that kind of just come in the way, you'd be like this, you'd be like, no.
Hell yeah.
No. No. That's how I things go.
Fuck yeah. You know, that actually brings us to our new podcast motto, and that's every day brings you a chance to press restart. Don't forget that, y'all. So don't dwell on yesterday too much. Press restart every morning. Get you a morning routine. Stretch.
Shit,
Namaste.
I wish I was a morning person.
Love.
I'm still right now working on trying to just like get up, because like they say, like when you get up in the morning, you should like hop on social media, or you shouldn't snooze the alarm. You should just get straight the fuck up. But like, I'm still working on doing that.
Well, I don't get straight up. I sit in bed for a minute, and y'all just think I feel my body, not literally, maybe sometimes literally, but like I just roll out. I just have a real slow start. It's nice. Give your body time to appreciate itself.
Man, I do scroll social media when I wake up, and then I do pull up Pokemon Go when I wake up. So
I had to get away from that shit. It just wasn't good for me, because I would go into a cycle and I just wouldn't stop scrolling for 30 minutes or something like that.
You right about that.
And then you look up like, damn.
Look up and then your morning, you gotta start getting ready for work. And, you
right about that.
Yeah, so that's why I started to do something different. So I appreciate that. And that's actually something I wanted to talk about a little bit later. We have a wonderful show lined up for you guys today, I think. So we got some dope topics. For our game heads, we are going to talk about the upcoming Electronic Entertainment Expo, aka E3. Maybe talk about some predictions for that. Then we are going to talk about some emotions. We're going to talk about how to deal with life when it gives you those lemons. And then actually, our third topic might be a bit of a mystery for right now, for those who are listening. I'm changing some things around. So before we get into any of that, Clay wants to ask a bit of a warm-up question, and it's something that I thought the audience might need to hear too. Maybe we're all in similar boats or were in similar boats. Yeah. So Clay, I'll turn it over to you.
Look at me.
Oh.
I'm the host now. Okay. So this is the question for everybody, for the viewers, comment in the chat, and for everybody, I'm gonna go down the line, starting with Marco. Describe the instance or a instance when you were living with your parents that made you realize it was time to move out.
Yeah. So actually, Carl was the one that like made me want to move out. I remember him calling me on like my break one day. I was working at Lloyd Bond up in Abigail Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
He called me on my break and he was like, "Hey G, you want to move to Colorado?" And I was like, "What's in Colorado?" He was like, "Hey, we can get our master's degree, we can teach, and we can smoke weed every day. You don't need to like hear anything more like right after that." So I said, "Well, you had me at smoking weed every day, so where do we start?" So
that's the way to do it. Shit.
Yeah. And so like ever since then, like I remember getting the interview. We aced the interview, and we were like gone from Chicago maybe like a week later. Moved down here, and I haven't looked back ever since. I like it out here a lot. It's very peaceful. I love my peace. I can't be with my parents anymore.
I know that feels
too much.
Yeah.
But I love them to death. They're on my bottle. They're on my bottle opener right here. My whole family.
Oh shit, lit. Gotta keep that one family photo.
It's time to go, man. It's time to go.
Yeah, I think it's okay to fly the coop. Know when it's okay to fly the coop.
Makes sense. How about you, Carl? It's on you now. You down the line next.
So before I found that opportunity that Marco was talking about, where I really got up out the crib, I think the time that I remember, I was like, I gotta fucking go. I had moved back home after graduation. I got my first degree. I didn't really know what I was doing with my life. I was working as a security guard and a substitute teacher. I was working a lot. And the free time that I did have, I was chilling with friends. And I remember one day I was trying to chill over Tyrenzi crib. Shouts out Ty. And my mom was like going crazy. She was very overprotective woman, has been my whole life.
Right.
And she just has a very hard time letting go. And I remember she just was requiring too much of me, more than a check-in. And I remember yelling at her, and I was like, I can't. I feel smothered in a way, and it's not like I feel like I'm not trusted, and I understand that it's the streets that you don't trust. Chicago is a crazy ass place, but we can't control that, and the fact that you try to only limits the things that I can do, and she wasn't feeling that or understanding that at the time, and that's what really. That same night I tripped acid, and that the Colorado vision came to be. A week later, I found that program, and me and Marco was moved out like 3 months later. So yeah,
and that's why
it worked out.
Is amazing.
Sometimes I think those psychedelic drugs do have a purpose
correctly.
Right, I think they do have a purpose when you are in the correct mindset to take them. They can allow you to think about things in a different perspective.
Exactly, my boy.
So yeah, in limited doses, I agree. But yeah, that's when I realized I needed to dip.
On a side note, when my first trip I consider a bad trip, but one thing that stuck out the most was like I kept saying journey needs to be contained. And I feel like that
the Destiny quote.
I don't even know if that's a Destiny quote, but I just know journey needs to be contained because like I feel like psychedelics like that are like mind expansive kind of like drugs. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say journey needs to be contained is because it leads me to believe like the reason why the federal government decides to make drugs like that illegal is because it expands your mind, sometimes in a positive way versus a negative way. But that's just me. Daniel, you same question?
For me, it was always. It's never been an instance like an issue with my mom or anything like
Right.
because I just lived with my mom and my brothers, so
Mm-hmm.
it, my mom never did anything like she never smothered me or anything. She let me be pretty independent and stuff. Like I don't know. It was nothing that really forced me away. It was just me myself feeling like in order to be a man, I need is certain things that I need to do, and one of them is I want to own my own house. So that's just a self thing.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Just it's just the way our society is set up. Literally, economy wise, that makes that statement very hard for the age that we are now.
Right, right. Well, for me, when it comes to that question, it's when I was told by a girl that my father scared her, in a sense, right? And like my thing was I didn't want to dive into the question because I didn't want to find out what other people thought of my dad. But I know my dad, it's my parents' house, so I understand that. But like one thing that a lot of girls don't want to do is they don't want to meet your parents like super early, especially if y'all are just like doing a no strings attached thing or even just like a one night stand or friends with benefits. A lot of people aren't really ready to meet parents, you know what I'm saying? So I had a girl tell me that my father scared her, like is a scary person, not scared her as in like he jumped out like but it's like scary as a person.
He wore a mask and
but yeah, I was told that my father was a scary person, and I didn't want to dive into it, but it made me like remember how my dad, he likes to sit in the TV room, which is like directly across from the opening in my room, and he sits in the chair that usually like faces the open door. So if someone comes in, he's gonna see that person. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like he'll just interject, like, "Hey, you gonna say something?" And the girl's like, "Hi, my name is this." You gonna introduce me to her? Like, Dad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not, I don't want to, but I guess I have to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, so, baby, this is my roommate. How you feeling?
But he looks just like you. Oh yeah, we get that a lot. but yeah, like I think that's the instance that I found in particular that let me know like, hey, it's time to move out. Whenever you bring company home, there has to be a requirement for her to be in that home. You know what I'm saying? And one of those requirements being meeting your parents when a lot of people aren't even emotionally, mentally ready to do that.
Hell no, I mean, especially not on a first, second, third date. No.
Right.
Not even a date, just
somebody that's a one
meeting.
night fucking stand.
Yeah,
right.
nah.
You know what I'm saying? I still specifically remember one instance where this girl I knew, and we weren't even doing anything. Me and her were really, really, really good friends, right? And like she had to use the bathroom, and we were close to my house because we were just driving around talking and shit like that. And we were close to my house. I was like, we could stop. I was like, well, we could stop at a gas station. She's like, I'm not finna go to no damn gas station bathroom. I was like, well, it's late, so stores are not open. I mean, my house is that away. I can just like take you there. She's like, I was like, but you're gonna have to meet my parents, sadly. And she was like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I was like, look, I can try to like, have you be in and out because like as soon as you come up the stairs, the bathroom is straight ahead, and you just take the bathroom and then come back out. But my parents happened to be in the living room, and so as it was like I came in, it was like, who was that in the bathroom? I was like, oh, that's my friend. She's just using the bathroom. She's like, okay, tell her to come in here when she's done in the bathroom. Why?
Taking shit in my house.
I would have just left. I would have just left out the house. No cap.
I mean, I don't have that luxury because I got to come back to the house and deal with the
aftermath
of that.
No cap. I would have came back to the house and dealt with the aftermath. Like
I
don't. That's
why. Let me meet her. Oh, did you? I thought you said let the dogs out.
Facts. I
ain't got no dogs, Clay.
That's another thing too. Like I don't argue with my mom or nothing. Like my brothers will argue with my mom and stuff, and I just don't see the point of extending that energy. Like if it's something that I really feel strongly that I don't want to do, I just won't do it. Like in that situation, if that was my mom, she was like, bring her in here, I literally would have just left. I don't care what's the repercussions. I'm not doing that.
Right.
That's fine.
Especially if it's something that she brings up and she's like, she doesn't want to do that. And I understood where she came from, but I mean, at the end of the day, it still ended up okay because my mom kind of made light of the situation. Yeah, but yeah, it's still weird to have someone ask to meet whoever your female friend is. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Y'all think that's weird?
No, from a parent, in an early stage like that.
In the
I get
early
what he's
stages,
saying.
right there, yeah. Like a lot of girls don't want to meet your parents that early.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I get it. I was talking about like, do y'all think it's weird for a parent to make their child who's bringing strangers into the home and make the strangers introduce themselves to you, like they're coming into your home?
Yeah, I don't think that's weird. I think that's just like a requirement for being in their house. But at the same time, I feel like once you get of age, that shouldn't be a requirement anymore because now you have to see both sides. Kind of.
No, I still get.
I ain't gonna lie, my kids got to do that the whole time.
Hell
like,
yeah,
it's my house, and you trying to nail something in my house, boy?
So my thing, and I've said this on episodes before, is just communication. G, that's something that you could have just told them girls. Look, I still stay with my folks, and my dad can be a little intense, so maybe that would have prevented you from getting some play beforehand, but
yeah.
Is that something
I think communication? Yeah,
I mean, I always let them know.
When I was staying with my mom mostly, but my dad was there when I moved back in after college. Yeah, that's something I would tell the girls. I didn't have that many girls over in the first place. I was going out all the time. I had a little Mustang, you know what I'm saying?
That was gonna be my next question.
Hoe. Yeah.
How often did you bring girls
Sasha,
back?
I love you.
Because I never brought people back to my crib except once when my mom was gone and my brother was off at college, so I snuck some shorties in.
Yeah, that wasn't really my prerogative.
Oh no, I was going to them. I didn't like giving out my address.
I don't really like that either, but like, yeah, I have to know somebody at least like a week. I want to say a week or two before I I can at least. It takes me about a week to evaluate a person's like character from what I know. I may not know wholeheartedly who that person is or what they're about, but like that's before I bring them into my room because I'm not gonna. If I bring you over, you're not spending the night for one, and for two, you're not seeing my entire house. You're literally only seeing my room, and with that being bad enough, because I have like a $5,000 PC set up, like I'm willing to take that L if they decide they want to come back. Because I always like forewarn girls too. I'll be like, yeah, man, there's a camera right there. Like, when you go to the side door, I was like, yeah, man, it's a camera right there. They can, they can see shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. And I feel like that's a double-edged sword. It's like you're telling them where your cameras are so they can at least try to hide it, but not all of them. But also letting them know, like, hey, if you try something, we got you on camera. You see what I'm saying?
I thought you meant in your room.
Oh no, there's no camera in my room. No.
Just so you know, this teddy bear.
Don't tell him about that.
This isn't a real teddy bear, babe. This is not a teddy bear. Yeah, my bad. That's crazy. But dang, so I guess this segues into our surprise conversation. I did want to talk about something that is relevant to today. And man, 10 years ago today, I graduated high school. That's crazy.
It is like the 11th and shit.
Yeah. So this is Shorty Carl.
Full head of hair, boy.
Right, full head of hair. Line is still kind of there. My mama. Yeah. So I just wanted to talk. Yeah, so when I went across that stage, I had my blazer out. I was like, everybody finna see this suit. I'm out here styling on these hoes. But yeah, so I did want to talk about what's something that you 10 years ago is a long time, a lifetime ago. And if you're given the opportunity, what's something that you would want to talk to yourself about? Just one item that you would talk to yourself about.
Is that Steve?
That's Steve. That's one of the last pictures I ever took of Steve in person.
Steve just looked like that person. Anyway, can I answer the question first?
Hell yeah. Just my sisters.
One thing I want to tell myself like my 10-year ago self is that like, bro, girls are not as like complex as you make them seem. More or less. I used to think girls were like really complex, and the interaction that you have with girls was it had to be complex as fuck. Like I had to date them in order to be friends with them. I had to date them in order to have sexual relations with them. I had to date them to have any real interaction with. That's how I thought, because like the cycle, and I'm not trying to say this to say like it held me back, but it's to say it to show the truth in it. I went to 4 different elementary schools, got bullied at every last one of them, then went to an all-male school against my choice and my will, and then went straight into college, a co-ed college, expecting like to be with girls. You see what I'm saying? Like to date them, to be in love with them. Like I've had a couple of terrible run-ins in college. Like college was not as easy as like life is for me for talking to a girl now. Like it was rough. And I still remember one girl named Chanel. Man, when I tell you I fucked that shit up, I fucked that shit up. I'm not even gonna get into detail with that, but I fucked that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, like that's when I learned that like college is where I learned that my philosophy on like girls in general was wrong. And so I would tell myself like that graduation, like, hey, look, whatever you think about girls right now, that ain't it, bro. Don't do that shit in college. You know what I'm saying? You need to change that dynamic. You know what I'm saying? I would try to give myself some game real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, you're a good looking dude. You need to just wholeheartedly understand that. I get you ain't have the experience, but trust me when I tell you, bro, you're a good looking guy. Just don't do what you did. You gonna meet this one
Don't
girl.
do what you gonna do.
You gonna fuck it up, bro. She is
what
a
you
doctor.
about to do.
That's
Don't
crazy.
do the opposite of what
the
you think
same
you're gonna
thing all the time.
Yeah, I mean, but like that's the thing though. It's like I feel like one thing I don't understand is like repetition, like, well, I don't get things like the first time. It has to be like a repetition, like rhythm type of thing in order for me to
Bro,
understand
I
or get it.
told you repeated. Bro, you remember
Bro.
we was living together for the week. My mom went on vacation, so I was over there for like a week, bro.
Mhm.
Bro, I could have sworn I told you multiple times, like, bro, Clay, I'm talking to these, bro. There's no reason you can't talk to girls, bro. Your parents buy you name brand clothes. My mama wasn't buying me shit. And
But my
nigga,
shit was
I
big
was
as fuck
like
though.
double your size too, still talking to female. I was like, Clayton, if I can do it, I know you can.
Yeah,
That's real.
I just never honed that shit, bro. I just never honed it or owned it, bro. That's the bad part. But
I mean, I would give yourself some credit now. You seem to have a pretty good grasp on making friends.
yeah, now I do.
Female or otherwise.
Now I do. I wish I did back then.
Hey man, it's not too late. It's not too late. Don't want the question to make it seem like we have any regrets or anything. It's just just an idea. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I still have the firm belief that everything happens.
Like a Back to the Future plot, subplot. Who want to go next? Marco, Daniel. No, you good. Hydrate.
I don't mind going. Like if I was to talk to Marco back in 2011, I'd tell him to go to an HBCU instead of like going to college in Miami and for like that like year, and then like going to SIU because that shit's mediocre. But mom and dad wasn't lying to me. If I brought home mediocre ass grades, it was gonna put me in a mediocre ass school, and then I got a mediocre ass school. But yeah, I just wish that like I did like go to an HBCU just to be surrounded by like my own people, man. Like I'm so sick and tired of like being around some like white people, man. It's just draining, especially like in education. And so I had like that opportunity to like go to an HBCU. I'd probably be working in education out there in Georgia somewhere.
Right.
Amongst
a completely different thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And for our listeners who are white, you know, I have a similar sentiment, and it's not anything personal. I promise you. It's just it's oppressive systems in our country in place, and things that you our culture to and TV and things that y'all just say, that I think you think is appropriate in certain situations, and just the way that I don't know. It's not personal, but y'all can do better. We can all do better. We can all do better for sure.
Yeah. It's not, and I'm not saying that I got all my shit together and stuff like that, but it's nice to have people that look like you that know what you're going through.
Exactly. So, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I'm gonna just go ahead and skip you for a second, Daniel, since Marco said, man. That's probably what I would have told myself too. Truman State was not the school for me in any way. Yeah. And if I had just went to a university where I didn't feel like I had to hide a piece of myself or act a certain way to fit in, I definitely would have enjoyed myself and been a little bit more of a different person, I'm sure. I struggled in college a bit, being surrounded by whiteness.
Yes.
Even though I pledged alpha. I tried to do my diligence.
Right.
It just wasn't no black people on our campus, and yeah, and the dudes that was on campus always had some animosity. Not all of them, but like a lot of them towards alpha, or like just if he was Greek. Because they would be another type of Greek or something like that. Like we would always find some type of way to bicker. Like, I don't know. I just wish I would have went to HBCU. North Carolina A&T specifically. That was the school I had got into. I was really like during the college tour, they had the whole little Aggie pride. I was like, okay, I'm feeling that shit. All right. I never followed up, and I should have.
It was Savannah State for me. So, but anyway, that was mine. It's all you, Daniel.
And mine. So, Daniel, wrap us up, G.
My moment would probably be to fucking actually go away to college. So, I went on a college tour throughout schools in Illinois. I didn't go on an HBCU college tour just because
it's expensive.
Yes.
Well, my school would have paid for me if I went, but I just wasn't interested in really going out of state. And then plus my mom worked for the state, so since she worked for the state, I would have got a discount on my tuition going in state. So it just made more sense. And I was always thinking money. Like growing up, I was always thinking money, because as a kid, I was thinking material. You either have or you don't. And the way you have is by money. So I'm thinking, all right, the smart thing to do is to save money because I don't want to go in debt like everybody do going to school. But then at the same time, it's college. So I'm like, all right, I got to turn up in college, right? So I'm like, I need a whole new wardrobe and I need to have some money when I go to college with me. And my mom already told me like, yeah, you're not getting nothing from me when you go to college. I might send you a basket every month or something, but like that's it. Like I ain't got nothing for you. So I was like, oh, well, in that case, maybe I shouldn't go to college right away. I should save up some bread first, right? Because I'm not trying to be bummy when I go away. And then, that turned into like barely being able to find work around Chicago and shit. No job history, 18, just graduated, trying to find some work to save up money for college. And into 2 years, and it's like, man, am I even interested in school anymore?
Right.
Like,
and that's exactly the problem with education in America now, at least post-secondary education. It's that price barrier is a hurdle that Black and brown people more often than not just realistically cannot cross, and especially not without a significant student loans. And if you lucky and you can throw a motherfucking ball, that's probably how you got in. But that's not realistic for a lot of us. So yeah, I incurred a lot of debt to go to school, and I regret that shit. And that, man, it just.
And I heard that so much, and I didn't want that to be my same thing. And I got accepted to Western, Southern, and Eastern and shit. And I had a partial scholarship at Western, but like that partial scholarship really wasn't shit. Like I still had to come up with so much. They gave me 2,500. Nigga, like what? Nigga, that don't even cover your housing. Nigga.
Yeah, I had one of them little partial scholarships too. Didn't do shit for me. Man, yeah, all of that shit should be federally funded. And I'm sorry to get political a little bit, but not really. But it just doesn't make any sense to me that we don't literally invest in our future. There are so many minds just like Daniel's who have literally been prohibited from pursuing a higher education and becoming the next engineer that comes up with some shit that we need as a society, or an architect, or a mathematician that then like a whole bunch of motherfucking shit. You know, you're just blocking a whole lot of minds, and it's all because of status and capitalism. And I hate how much money school, like, it's all for money. And I know I don't sound eloquent at all in what I'm trying to say, and not doing it justice, but we need to change. And that, man, I had to get myself out of this mentality, because we can't save the world. Honestly, I know we want to believe we special. We are, but like, it's not realistic. And I'm starting to try to, we have to do what's best for us and make ourselves happy first, because I only got what, 80 more years if I'm lucky. And that's being very generous. Like, we just got to be happy. Yeah, I know I was all over the place with that, but yeah, go ahead.
Makes perfect sense.
Somebody that was
I just
that
want to
was
add
right
to
on the
what y'all
dot.
said too. Like, I just also probably would have just told myself not to go fucking just low key. Yeah. Like, but I mean, I feel like also, like, I still have that stance that everything happens for a reason. So I'm still glad I went through that experience, so I can know that just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? So I stray away from it, because I feel like it was better for me to have those experiences in college than to have them like outside of college, if that makes sense. So
no, it does, man. But I think we should move on. I think it'll be better for all of us. And maybe something that again will help the audience is maybe actually let's skip that one for this week. I think we can deal with some more just video game topics for a second. And I did want to talk about our comfort food games. Have y'all ever thought about that? What's a game that you go to for real when you you know, just that when you down and out? Or are you the type of person that kind of slows up on those game consumptions when you in that that type of funk? Yeah, and I guess I've been both. You know, sometimes I really just I can't function in the video game, or I'm dying and I don't care, or I'm not progressing in the story. So like, why am I even playing it? So I just don't play. But there have been other times where Minecraft is all I can go to, and play with some blocks like I'm 6. And yeah. So yeah, Marco, what you thinking? What's your comfort food game?
Well, it's kind of like you. Like, there's some days where I just like don't want to like play a game, and like I just like find better solace in reading a book. For me, but like my comfort food game recently has been like those remakes of Resident Evil, like 2 and 3. Those have been like really great. I platinum both, and a lot of like mental awareness like went right into like a lot of those games. But like it's been very helpful for me in playing that. And 8's a lot of fun too, but I never really liked 7 a lot, and it reminds me a lot of 7. And I'm like,
it's 7 and 4 perfectly combined to me.
Yeah. So, but the Resident Evil games have definitely been my comfort food for me.
Thanks. I still haven't beaten the RE2 remake.
That game is hard as fuck, though.
Yeah, I just I got to Ada's part on the hardest difficulty. I told you about this, Marco. Like, that shit, it took me a long time to even get there. Because, like, they do not give you adequate stuff. And if you are wasting your resources on fights that you don't have to fight, you're not gonna be ready for later.
Exactly.
I just watched the walkthroughs on like them, and that's how I like got through most of like that game. And I platinum like both of them, 3 and 2. So I was proud.
Yeah, it felt good. I just couldn't beat it. Like literally couldn't beat
it. I speed run 3, but
I sped run 3 quite a bit. 3 was fun.
I want to say just to be off top that 2 is like I think one of the best like games in the series, just for the simple fact that like it integrates the item like disparity, like it integrates like the real survival aspect that is like not wasting your materials on stuff or wasting your ammo on stuff that's meaningless and stuff like that. Like I think it's a real good game in the series. I want to say like not the best, but one of the best when you compare it to Resident Evil like 1, because 1 was all about item management and that was the survival aspect of it.
Yeah.
So I think 2 is the great reach into it, because 3, damn 3 was just that was like that was fun, but it was like a bullet simulator to be honest.
Yeah. Ain't lying about that.
4 took it to the next level.
Right. 4 was
nice
blazing too, but 4 was great.
Yeah. I loved Village actually. I've been doing speed runs of that myself. But yeah, off topic. We got real off topic. Resident Evil, we just love it, y'all. I'm sorry, audience. You should play it if you don't.
Great series.
Great series.
Daniel boy, what's yours? What's your comfort food shit?
When
it better not be Mobile Legends.
really down, I don't like playing any game, but if I'm just like a little bored or a little sad or something, I might just throw on Madden or 2K and brainlessly play some shit.
You can brainlessly come up with strategies in Madden and shit.
Because he watched football.
I mean, it's really not that hard, especially if you're playing just random people online. It's not that hard playing 2K. Like I tell people all the time, even if you don't watch sports, don't like sports, you could play sports games. Just common sense, bro. Like having common sense, you're gonna be better than half the people that play.
That's real.
Yeah, a lot of my friends try to get me into 2K because they say my natural game sense would make me, even though I fucking hate basketball, would make me good at the game.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of strategizing. Yeah, that's one thing I like about sport. I like the back and forth strategizing and having to adjust what people are doing. Now the games don't do it justice all the time, because the games are shit and full of fucked up mechanics and whatnot. So it kind of take away the strategy and you just do what's broken. But that's what attracted me to sports, period. The strategy aspect.
Yeah. I get that. Off topic again. I don't have very much in common with my father. That man loved him some sports. And I'll be trying so hard to just fake my way through conversations. And I'll be like, man, did you see the Pelicans make that trade? And I don't even know who or what was even, or if a trade had even been talked about. But that man will find something and he'll go off on a tangent. I know he will. I just wanted to bring that up. Man, speaking of parents, actually, what's something that what's one trait that y'all could say that you would want to get from y'all parents?
Height.
Yeah, height, I guess. Physicality is a trait. I was more so talking about personality things, but yeah, that's awesome, Clay. We see where your head's at,
No, wait, I didn't even say my comfort game.
Oh, I thought you were. Yeah, you did.
He didn't say.
Yeah, he commented on ours, and I thought he went. Clay, my bad. Go ahead, G. We'll talk about that shit later.
It's just League of Legends. League of Legends is a double-edged sword.
I can get that.
It's like the reason why it's a double-edged sword is because it's a comfort game that I feel like I can go to and play at any time. But it's also bad because the game is so toxic, and I'm toxic. It makes me toxic. It makes me even more toxic because when you get people who just either don't take the game seriously, are trolls, or don't care, and you often get those people in your games, it's always a recipe for disaster. So it's a comfort game, but playing solo when you're not playing with any friends and you're just playing with a bunch of randoms, it's frustrating as all hell. But I still be in them bitches playing. But yeah, that's my comfort game. Are we still doing that question though? The trait thing?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all down, that was just something I was thinking about. I can go.
Are we talking about talents too? Can we?
It can, yeah. Anything from your parents.
I wish I
so
had
things
my
that they
mom's
can
cooking.
they do. They say they yeah.
I want my mom's cooking, honestly.
That's a
because
that's
I
a good
pretty
one.
much I inherited every damn thing that my parents have. Like the fact that there are times where I can be a homebody, I get that from my dad. There are times where I can be a fucking absolute dickhead, I get that from my dad. There are times where like I'm really smart and keen and have a way with words, I get that from my dad. I'm really social and friendly, I get that from my mom. I'm really compassionate and caring, I get that from my mom. I'm really emotional, which is sometimes a good thing and bad thing, I get that from my mom. You know what I'm saying? So I think at this point it's just about talents, and I say that the one talent I would want is just literally cooking, because my mom is like a super chef to me. Like her food, I can never really turn down, to be honest. The only thing I would turn down that she would make is something that I just really don't like, and I know a lot of people are gonna hate me when I say this, but I don't like candy yams.
I don't fuck with candy yams.
Really good
I don't really. Well, candy sweet potatoes. I don't think we have yams in America quite often.
Oh yeah, sweet potatoes.
But yeah, so she make them with the whole marshmallows and all that shit?
No, but she make like a mean sweet potato pie and some real good sweet potatoes. But like people be like, damn, why the fuck you don't eat this shit? This shit great. I'm like, I just don't like sweet potatoes. You know what I'm saying? So
it took me a really long time to get into sweet potatoes too, and I still don't really fuck with it. But my mom and auntie make a pretty decent sweet potato pie. That's what's up. I would say, damn, I was gonna say patience from my father, Clay, but cooking, he is a damn good cook. I ain't even gonna stunt. That man is a damn good cook.
Yes, he is.
Like, and even I think he's gotten even better during retirement because he's discovered YouTube. So this man just be watching shit all fucking day. So yeah, he damn good cooks. But yeah, personality trait definitely. I would still want to grab his patience. That man. He plays life like it's a chess game, and I respect it. And as I get older, I can see the way he moves more, and I respect it. I love it. He's a good man. And from my mother, that woman in an annoying way, damn near has an unshaking faith, and I wish I had that sometimes. Cause like it like I said, annoying. Like anytime I complain to her about anything, well, God, you just put God first. Let me see you these scriptures, baby. It's just unshakable faith. So those are the traits I would say. I love my parents. It's just something that was on my mind. Father's Day next week. And Mother's Day recently passed. I think, a tribute would have been cute. So, Marco, what you thinking? Or Daniel, I don't know, whoever.
Man, like for me, it's kind of like very similar to Clay. It's like more so like talents-wise because there's a lot of stuff I've already like inherited from both Dania Renee Johnson and Marco Johnson Sr. And I'd say, I'm sorry, like I hate to like sound like I'm repeating it like a broken record, but like I would love to like steal my mom's like cooking talents too.
See,
like but my mom like puts like her entire like her whole ass foot in like whatever she's
the ankle.
See, everybody, all the viewers gonna think that we can't cook.
I mean, I damn near can't cook.
I know how to cook, but I'm not a good cook.
Disclaimer, viewers. I know how to like cook some things.
Right.
I'm not like
I can make a mean dish of ramen noodles
or anything, but I can take care of myself. But I love.
How about you could cook chicken? Like, my bad.
Made some chicken nuggets.
Some ramen noodles. I can make some frozen pieces real nice. You know what I'm saying? I can make
some dino nuggets.
Not necessarily in that order.
Right.
But yeah, that's mine.
That's what's up.
So we saying traits that we wish we had from our parents.
Yeah, I guess so. Just something that our parents we recognize that our parents can do or have done. Just something that if we already don't have it, what's something we will want from them?
I wish I had my pop's ability to turn into a ghost.
I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
We're gonna edit that
I wasn't ready for that.
We're gonna cut that one out.
No, keep that in there. Keep that in there.
My bad. So, damn, that's crazy. So, what would you do as a ghost?
Basically, be the Black Danny Phantom.
Oh yeah, that nigga was sick.
You got the theme song too playing as well?
I gotta mix it up. Send it a Hit Boy, Young Chop or something.
True.
Yeah, Flying Lotus to do it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah. So I guess to round out the show, maybe we can just talk about E3. Unless you want to talk about your mama, Daniel. You don't want to shout out mom.
I mean, it's stuff we wish we had. I feel like everything, all the traits I wish I had from her, I feel like I have, and if they not up to the level of hers, I'm building it up. And I don't got the cooking thing like y'all, because I've been chefing it up since I was 7. So
that's right. So then, what's the one you most proud of about that? The thing that you got from her?
Independence, I guess. Really, like she always gave me my own room. Like when all my friends was younger and they got an allowance or whatever, and they parents would be like, "No, you can't spend it on this. You can't spend it on that." My mom would let me spend it on whatever. So if I wanted to go fuck my bag up on candy, and then once I eat the candy, I'm sitting there like, "Damn, I ain't got no money." Then that's my lesson, and I like that way that she decided to do that, and I feel like it played a big role in who I am, and I like being an independent person.
Yeah, that's what's up. Free bird. Falling star. Rising star. Big facts.
What are you talking about?
I think I'm still feeling this tequila. I'm trying to drink some water.
I gotta pack my bag tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
Day for your birthday.
Flying out.
Might as well.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, does that mean that the next podcast
as a day of recording?
Same camera?
I meant to ask you.
You said what?
Is it your birthday this week?
Tomorrow, yeah. The 12th.
Oh shit.
Clay, what you saying?
Does that mean that next week, Friday, the podcast, we're gonna be on the same camera?
We would have to be, yeah.
You in the camera.
And next week, just so y'all know, the crew that is still listening, Clay gonna be for working. So get y'all cameras ready.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
But no, let's go ahead and round out the show as we continue to fizzle. Do y'all are y'all excited about E3 at all? Like the announcements? Are y'all is that even like on y'all radar? Because we skipped it last year,
Yeah,
so I get it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So let's just go ahead, quick round trip. Talk about it real quick. I'm not necessarily super geeked about E3, but I am going to keep my ear to the ground. You know, that's usually just how I go to keep my expectations from, causing me personal harm, because I used to overhype games, but like they never live up to what your imagination is going to be. So why bother? So yeah, I'm excited to see what Microsoft is going to do. I'm a huge Xbox guy. I think they're going to announce some new studio acquisitions, probably maybe a partnership with Sega, some Japanese studio, maybe Capcom. I would have loved that WB rumor to be true, where they was gonna buy them. That would have been fucking sick. Because then we
already got a Sega partnership.
Would have got a lineup. Well, I meant like more something exclusive. But yeah, that would have been sick. Something with WB. That would have been my E3 wish. Because Sony got Spider-Man. I want a superhero too. I want to fly around. let me get my Superman game. That that N64 remake, that terrible ass game.
Yeah, excited for that. Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah, that would be my dream. So what y'all thinking about?
My E3. Oh, go ahead, Daniel.
I was just gonna say I'm kind of like you in terms of like I'm not super glued to it. I haven't even looked up what the full schedule is. I'm gonna check out what they got going on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm just gonna play it by ear, see what they come out with. I'm not really excited about much. Like you were saying, games have just been disappointing, so I don't even want to build up any hype for any games at this point anymore.
Just let them speak for themselves when you actually play.
Yes,
right. Because Cyberpunk 2077 was a shit show.
Did you see they Xbox put that game on sale for E3 week?
For how much? It better be $4.
I don't even know.
That shit still would be
probably
too
like
much.
30.
Hell yeah. I've been trying to force myself to beat that game just because I paid money for it.
Who are you telling?
Yeah, slowly but surely. Don't want to keep dwelling on the nasty stuff. Marco, what you thinking, my boy?
I mean, but you can't help but dwell on the nasty stuff because like this year has just like given us nasty ass games like Cyberpunk.
Oh no, G. The Mass Effect remake has been doing me justice. Resident Evil 8. I've been hearing I don't have a PS5, but I've been hearing really good things about Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank. Oh,
It Takes Two was really fun.
Really great.
It's been some good games this year. I ain't even gonna stunt.
For sure. And I won't stunt like those games that you mentioned are not great at all. Like
Knockout City is a complete surprise. I don't care what nobody got to say about Knockout City. That game is mechanically sound. Like if you got true gripes about Knockout City, I really just think it's because you didn't have a good experience with the game because you were getting your ass beat. And like that's it. I really think it's not for me. Like I don't just sit around and play Knockout City, but that shit is good.
It's more game. So like a party game to me.
Right, it's a good party game.
Like, yeah. But
fuck
anyway, sorry everybody.
Yeah,
sorry, we went on a tangent. Excuse me.
Video games.
Yeah, right. But for E3, man, like I'm really looking forward to whatever Warner Brothers has to say. Hopefully something from Mortal Kombat like comes out of that. Because NetherRealm has been like playing us, man, and I've been like so upset. We haven't gotten anything. The last time we got some content for fucking Mortal Kombat was like back in fucking March.
Well,
February.
Haven't they been feeding MK11? Like, don't they have quite a bit of DLC for that game?
Like the most DLC that they have was that Combat Pack 1, 2, and like Aftermath. But like all of those like are old. We're fiending for like some new shit now. It's like it's time. Give us the third Combat Pack. Or if you guys are really like talking about working with Marvel and you're creating this new Marvel game that you say you're doing, then reveal that shit at E3.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Oh, the one that's like XCOM or whatever. It's like
Yeah, right, or whatever. Yeah, whatever they're doing.
When you said that though, Nether Realms, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing Mortal Kombat at all. If it's not Shaolin monks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
serious.
agree.
Gee,
The
Shaolin
remake?
monks was fucking cold.
Oh, God.
And for those who are unaware, that it was the one in literally the only RPG Mortal Kombat game that was in third person for some reason. It was great. I really love that game. Me and Josh used to tear that shit up.
Mm-hmm. It was an RPG that happened to be like a fighting game too. On top of that, like,
Right.
you could take it to like
you could do multiplayer. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the versus mode rather.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm really disappointed in NetherRealm, but like I am looking forward to whatever WB has to say, whether that's something NetherRealm created or if it's more information on that Kill the Justice League game that the Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get a gameplay trailer for that. We need to.
I'm excited for that.
Nice. Clay, my boy. Are you excited about E3?
I don't. Since the game industry right now is kind of disappointing. Like even Star New Genesis is disappointing in the sense that like I don't think game companies just like think about what they're doing in terms of like if you come out with a new game, especially an MMO in the market of MMOs that's out now, why do you not think to add the proper amount of server space for a game that's possibly like the only good game in the market right now? You see what I'm saying? And it's not like PSO isn't already a popular game, but that's just my gripe about that. But not necessarily excited for E3, but one thing I do hope that they do is that I hope that Sega realizes that Sonic Adventure is a really great game, especially the Child Garden, and they make Sonic Adventure 3 and make a Child Garden.
I miss the Child Garden.
I love the Child Garden. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
I hope that we get more on Fable 3. Wait, where's the
Fable 4?
Fable 4. I'm hoping we get more on Fable 4 because when Microsoft announced it, what was it, like last year they had their little press conference thing or whatever? When they announced it,
was that December showcase or something like that?
Yeah. That kind of was like, oh, I'm putting this on my radar. And then
the little narrator, it's just it's that comedy. They didn't show any gameplay, nothing like that, but they let you know it's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be funny, right? So
I'm excited for that too.
And then the last one I want to say that I'm looking forward to, I hope somewhere in my mind, like because I know it probably never will happen, but I'm hoping that Sega decides to reboot the Jet Set Radio series because that's a great game. I remember when it was out on the Xbox and that one game that came with your Xbox, the Sega GT 2000 and then the fucking Jet Set Radio Future. I played the shit out of Jet Set Radio Future, man. That game the music was way ahead of its time and the gameplay was just immaculate. So that's the hope. Oh, and one more thing, I also hope that Riot kind of like shows off what they're working on. Riot is the people that made League of Legends, but they also are branching out. They have 2 successful games that came out, or 3 successful games that came out so far, in Teamfight Tactics, Legends of Runeterra, which is a card game, and Valorant, which is that the skill-based like
team
CS:GO kind of, so like a team shooter. So they came out with those 3, but they're also making the Ruin King, which is a it's like an RPG. It's not an MMO, but it's an RPG, turn-based RPG. They're also coming out with a fighting game, and they're also coming out with an MMO. And I'm hoping that they at least try to show some of that stuff in E3. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. So, yeah, I want to see what they got in the works, if they have anything to show.
And I think some honorable mentions I feel like we all actually might be interested in is that maybe one of the final DLCs for Smash might get revealed. And I'm actually looking forward to Starfield a little bit. I like Todd Stewart and his games, Fallout. I like Skyrim. out of those Elder Scrolls series, but I'm not into fucking medieval shit. So that was very unlike me to get into Skyrim. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to looking at Starfield 2 a little bit.
Is Starfield a single player RPG?
So I think that's all we know. Yeah, single player RPG set in space.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Video game, action game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna say something about that.
They have to. And it'll probably be announced to be an exclusive. I think it'll probably launch this year if they do show off gameplay. That's typically what Bethesda does, which I really love and respect. Let's show it this year. Maybe it'll come next year. I hate this shit so much. Yeah, just don't show me nothing until it's almost ready. Like it's so much stuff to play. Exactly. And Scalebound is exactly why I do not want them to do that ever again. Scalebound sounded so amazing. For those who don't know, it was like a multiplayer game where you and your friends could train a dragon to go along with you on the RPG. And this dragon could be customized. It could grow and like get me. It looked like it was gonna be sick, and then they just threw it away, or at least for now. I don't know where Dragonbound or Scalebound is, but yeah. That's actually probably gonna be our show for the day, unless anybody has some lasting comments on E3. Now you know what? Let's do a spotlight. Let's do our spotlights. Let's end the show on an even better note. And maybe, yeah, I think that's it. Let's end the show on a better note. Talk about our spotlights from the week. So real quick, I'm gonna start off. Marco, my boy, what's something from this week that made you smile?
And iCarly is coming back. Y'all could talk. Y'all can, like, clown me, however y'all.
No, I used to love iCarly.
I love iCarly, and so that now that it's coming back, man, I saw the new theme song for it. Man, it just got me
I
back
didn't see that.
Got me back in the. I was like, fuck, this is what I grew up watching, and now it's coming back, and it's for an adult audience, so it's gonna be funny as hell for us. So. Can't wait for that. That's
what platform is it coming out on? Is the real question.
What's that shit called? Paramount Plus.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I ain't finna.
I ain't gonna be able to watch it. Right?
I'm not finna subscribe to that.
I just might have to.
And I have not watched The Office in I don't know how long. Whenever they took it off the Netflix, because I'm not finna get on no Peacock service either.
You can use my account, cuz.
Peacock was free. I thought Peacock was free.
Yeah, with 40-minute ads in between every 4 minutes.
Fuck that.
I hate ads.
I do too.
I'm sorry.
And then they be targeted. They be targeted as fuck.
Yeah. Are you experiencing male pattern baldness? What you trying to say? What you trying to say? Yeah, no. Fuck a commercial. Yeah, iCarly made my cousin smile. Cool. Daniel, boy, what's something that made you smile this week?
Something that made me smile this week. Most recent thing, Polo G album. I was listening to it on my way home from work. So great album. I ain't heard a song I don't like yet. Okay. Shout out to the young bull from Chicago.
Shouts out indeed. Clayton, are you rubbing your non-existent beard?
Yes, sir. Let's go back in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know y'all seen other videos coming in.
Yeah, it looked like you
damn, I can't even reach it.
Left your pieces of your dinner on your face.
Well, I got that beard stuff over there, the hair growth shit. So, but anyway, two things actually. One was anticipated, which is actually three things. One anticipated, definitely Phantasy Star 2, Online 2 New Genesis actually has been great outside of the server lag issues. The MMO market is actually dry and terrible right now, but PSO is actually really good. Any MMO fans out there that like action style MMORPGs would love PSO. PSO is literally not pay to win, and it's just super fun. It's a fun time. That's one. Two, the most surprising thing that kind of made me smile, still disappointed in the game, is Outriders did a balance patch, and it didn't have any nerfs. So kind of happy about that. And plus, they also mentioned that this was the first of a series of balance patches that's coming out. So
okay.
I guess I'm excited for that. I'm not excited to go back to Outriders because I ain't been on it in ages. But if it's good enough, it'll probably be worth playing and going back to. So there's that. And then the last thing is actually Lost Ark. I found out that like literally just yesterday, found out that Lost Ark was on its way to America this year, towards the end of the year in the fall. Lost Ark we had been looking at, like, it kind of looks like Diablo, but if you know how Diablo plays, the top-down experience is actually really fucking fun. But Lost Ark is kind of like that, except I feel like it's a lot more flashy. And then on top of that, Lost Ark is an MMORPG. You know what I'm saying? Not just like Diablo, which is basically like action style RPG. It's just not MMO. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a nice, pleasant surprise to find out that Lost Ark is actually coming out this year. And so I'm kind of excited for that. I'm excited up for the beta and everything like that. So I'm leaning towards that. I can't wait for that. So that made me excited.
Ooh, it's cheesing all week, it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. As for me, I just recently got back from California with my girlfriend's family. Shouts out to Sasha and her mom. That was nice. Although I did not enjoy being in a car for 32 hours, 16 hours both ways. All at once, by the way. Yeah, I didn't like it, but the trip itself was nice. It was beautiful. It was a good time. Good food for the most part. Yeah, that was my first time in California.
Nice.
It felt good. It felt like I damn near felt welcome. People was checking me out. They was looking at me down the street. It was like, right, I thought I must have looked like a little celebrity down there. It was like, is that a rapper? Hold on, what is he doing? Yeah, no, I had but no, it was a good trip. So shouts out to that. And I guess that it's my birthday tomorrow. I don't really celebrate birthdays, or at least I don't get hyped for birthdays. I'm gonna try to start celebrating me. Like I said earlier in the show, you have to live your life for you. Okay, you can't always save the world. Sometimes it's okay to just be selfish, and I'm gonna try to be tomorrow. So yeah, this has been our show. Thank you to my hosts. Thank you to my audience. Don't forget, every day brings you a new opportunity to press restart and subscribe. It's free. Check this out. Hit us up. Send Daniel a DM. Before we go ahead and do our plugs one more time, and then we'll sign out. So Marco, where can we find you?
Twitch, the Winslow Gamer.
Winslow Gamer. Daniel boy. Where you at?
Find me on Twitter at TheRealist92.
Oh, 92. Did you update that?
Oh, my bad. No, at TheRealist. My bad.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, I've been typing the wrong thing.
You got it. You got me.
All right, bet. Clayton.
I'm not gonna say Twitch because I don't really use Twitch like that, but I mean, it's in the previous episode. So if you want to go to episode 5 and later, or in earlier, there you go. Then you can see my Twitch. But as of right now, I'm not streaming anymore, so you can find me on Twitter. I'm actually a lot more active on Twitter now than I've actually ever been in the past year, even though I've only been on there like twice. But yeah,
it's 2 more times than last year, Jay.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you can find me on Twitter. I'm different spelled backwards, all caps _ That's I'm _ different spelled backwards, all caps. That's me.
My boy. And I have been your host graciously. Thank you all so much for the support, the continued support, and the growth. You all can find me on social media everywhere as Carl MF. This has been another episode. I love you.
Hello?
Signing out. Damn, go. Leave me alone.
When I got jumped, like, because we were talking about trauma and shit, I got jumped at the park, Cole Park, which is that way. I got jumped over a girl, and it was funny because,
how old was you?
Bro, I had to be. How old are you when you're a freshman in high school?
14.
13.
There you go. That's how old I was. Or no, actually no, because remember Christy, Daniel? Christy, we were talking to her when we were like 7th, 8th grade, right?
Yeah,
we were talking to her.
Happened.
Well, what was going on there?
Daniel.
It might have been 8th grade
thing, or
no.
We was just cool with her. But so it happened in 8th grade, not freshman year. Her cousin, I forget that girl's name, but she had a kid. I think her name was Ariana or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, she was coming to the park because she lived around where we were, but she was coming with her uncles. But she was coming to the park. We was gonna meet for the first time. She's like, my uncle's with me. I was like, I'm not worried about them. I'm trying to talk to you. And I guess they heard that, or like she like, I guess, instigated the situation, like, oh, he don't care about y'all, or he trying to fight y'all, or some shit like that. And I'm like, what? So it was just supposed to be her uncles and her uncle and her friend. Now her uncle, you know, your uncle can be pretty much your same age, or at least just like 1 or 2 years older, right? That's how it was. I think her uncle was like 1 or 2 years older, or same age, one or the other. And he came up there, and he was with his friend, and then she was on the phone with me. She's like, where you at? I was like, I'm over by the swings. And I raised my hand. She walked, and she saw me. 2 dudes walked up, and then out of nowhere, it was like that SpongeBob meme where Mr. Krabs looking around saw blurry. Like, hella niggas are around me. I was like, what's going on? And then I got snook, and then I got stumped out, and that was it. Yeah. And I was like, the sad part about it is that the kids from the block that they were here with me, they were at the park with me. They just sat and laughed the whole time. And Mark, he's like, hey, you want help? I was like, no, I don't think I'm gonna fight right now. Like, but then it happened, and then
Mark knew what was coming.
Hey, nigga, Clayton, a nigga carrying you and ask, do you want help? That mean they saw the situation before you. You was,
bro. Hey, look, they gearing up. They coming.
It was 8th grade. It was 8th grade, Clayton. That's
I was naive to the situation, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't know about that shit. So yeah, like that's what happened, and I remember my brother specifically like trying to find out. He went to the park with his gun. Like, who the fuck beat up my brother? This boy right here. If I find out where the fuck did it, I swear to God, I'm capping y'all ass. He pulled his gun out and shit. I was like, damn, relax. You gonna shoot a kid? I'm only 8th grade.
Wait, why ain't you? You was in the 8th grade, man.
Yeah, I ain't know nothing about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I that whole situation, that's just terrible. But on the stealing situation, we all steal. I used to steal Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards from Target, the one right up the street. No cap. I used to come out with a fat ass deck of them. Like we would be looking at the toys, and then like we would be trying to shuffle behind them, and then open the shit behind the stuff, and then just pocket it. Fuck it.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. I ain't never actually stole nothing from a store. I used to steal from my big sister all the time, Ashley, because she was old enough to have a job and buy candy. So I would just steal her candy, and I don't know. I just always was scared. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
I don't like consequences.
Carl took my little brother to the card shop that was up there on 95th, not 99th, and like Kedzie.
Yeah.
And my little brother stole like my mom's like tollway change.
$20 in quarters.
She used to take the tollway all the time, $2.90. So he took like $20. It was like a bag.
This nigga took a stack of quarters, like a sack, like he was like an Animal Crossing character. Like this nigga was walking around with a sack of bells. He spent all that shit at the car shop.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
She came and pulled up. It was like, Michael, Yeah, that nigga got yeah, that shows that I do remember that
She
day.
kicked his ass like right in front of the car.
Michael, why did you like when she was quiet with it? Your auntie was mad. Yeah, that was good times. That was a good summer.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to hate getting in
I
trouble.
know stories like that about good times with my cousins on the summer.
Who'd you stay with in North Carolina? Uncle, auntie?
My cousin that I down there made a promise to myself I was gonna show up after years of training and pieces us up.
Oh, so this is the one you wanted to beat up.
Yeah.
You never saw him again?
I did, but when I came, I showed up with that energy, like, oh yeah,
His on is popping now.
Left jab, right hook, leg kick. I remember all the combinations, and then I pulled up, and he was cool. Like
I'm off of that.
He was like, yeah, if you trying to go to the movies, we could go. Da da da. I went with him to the movies late at night. He had some females, and then he started putting me on the females, and that was the summer where I made the promise I want to have a girl in every state when I get older.
The whole dynamic changed. Went from wanting to beat his ass to not wanting to beat his ass no more.
Bro, because he was cool. He didn't come with the same energy. I was kind of mad about it because I was so angry for so long.
He was ready, bro.
I think a lot of boys go through that aggressive ass stage for a little bit. Our cousin used to be like that too. Makai. Makai used to want to fight everybody all the time, no matter the size difference or anything, strength or that motherfucker just want to fight.
And Makai is huge.
Yeah, now. Well, I mean, like he started getting big in like high school when he was like turning 14. I'm like, Makai, I'm gonna start stealing off you. You need to stop. like chill. And I remember actually stealing off him one time. This nigga slapped me when I was asleep, and then I got in trouble. Marcel, I remember Marcel yelling at me. I jumped on his ass and hit him twice in the back of the head because he slapped me while I was asleep. Like I said, like
damn, I can just imagine you just sleep. Next thing you know, he just
right.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, dude. No. I couldn't believe they got mad at me for that shit. I was like, what y'all talking?
Oh my god!
Just from stature alone, I think is why I would have been laughing.
I would have been crying laughing.
Cause man, I as a shorty, I was walking to church and damn near, I felt like I was getting robbed, but they was just trying to see what this nigga asked me what my set was. And I ain't know what the hell that was at the time. So I just started running. And this nigga took off on a bike and he caught up to my ass. I remember that day. Me and my sister was walking to Salem Baptist Church.
Wait, so you took off on your sister?
Nah, G, we both started running. He caught up to her. She was damn near faster than me.
Oh, so what happened when he caught up to you?
When he caught up, this motherfucker skirted off the bike. I swear he jumped off and the bike kept going. He ain't even care no more. And he again proceeded to tell me to drop my set, rep my shit, whatever. And I started reaching for my wallet. I ain't know what was going on. I'm telling you, I was 11.
You was just when they go.
I'm like, listen, I had a Green Lantern wallet with $4 that nigga.
Hey, that's right. Never mind. You said you was 11. Understand?
I was like, listen, I just don't want to die right now. And it was all because I had on a G Unit T-shirt, G. And that was it. So ever since then, I fucking hate name brand clothing. I don't wear nothing that got like a
why was it because you had a G Unit T-shirt?
He just assumed that I was GD or something. I don't know. I don't know what was going on.
Was that how it was going?
He was trying to prove himself because some older bald dude called him back up off of me, and me and Taylor proceeded to run away. Yeah, I was pretty frazzled that day up in children's church, crying and shit. And Taylor used to have this nervous laugh, so she was just giggling while this motherfucker was traumatizing me. I just kind of keep that day in the back of my head. That's why